we are continuing with the level of detailing of this project. In this previous video, we ended up doing the section, but we could not fully furnish and provide all the necessary detail or information on the section. As you can see here, I've cut another section. So we have now 2 sections for this project. So that's basically the level of details we're trying to produce for this project. This is what we made previously, and I don't think this is enough for giving out the information about the project. So if you look at this one, if you look at this section, it's coming from here. I think we also need to avoid the marker on top of dimensions, so I'll just stretch it to there, and then yeah, that's it. So there's an issue of giving IDs of, or labeling or displaying the IDs on the source marker from the floor plan. As you can see, this one says AS1 and they are both AS1s, which is not a good thing to have. If you look at on the project navigator, on the project map in particular, you see they are labeled AS1 and AS2. They have to reflect that. That's the information that we need to display on the source markers. So same applies on the, if you scroll down here, there section are there, and then let's try to mimic this. There are 2 ways of doing that. So because this one is what? It's A2, if I'm not mistaken. Let me open it and see. Yeah, that's A2. So let's say, no, that's A1. A2 is, this is A1, and then the AS2 is the newly created section. So let us try to reflect this. So I'll start with this one and open its settings, and then on the marker display, marker symboling display, let's move on to the next page. So what we're trying to do here is to show the ID, the reference ID for the marker, and then we're going to use a referred drawing. Yeah, let's try and see how it. Yes, there we go. It says S1 or AS2. This one also has to say AS1, or we need to get rid of S1 because I don't think it's an automatic ID reference. It might be the custom. If we go back, let's say this is custom. I'm going to say referred for the second text row, because if you look at here, this is the second text row, and maybe we can customize it and say this our sections. Say S, also SC, just like that. Yeah, and then parameters of this. Then let's transfer it to that one. This one automatically to pick the reference, which is AS1, and then they're both SC. Perfect. I think that's what is important. And then let's open it. This one, you can either select it on the floor plan and right click to show, or we just click here on the project view, or on the view map. So just hit open with the current settings. So there are quite a number of things that we need to track here before we can place the annotation or the information, which is secondary. So what I'll do, if you see here, there's a beam that is missing. We need to have a drop down of concrete from here to there. And then we have I wanted also to detail well the roof construction. As you can see, we're just using the roof tool, but they're not trusses or the roof structure, of which is a very, very important thing to reference, especially to the roof specialist. And then we have the roof slab that needs to be detailed. We need to also show the collection of water from here. We need a detail for that. There is an issue of pens as well. Here we're missing as a beam again. I think it also here we're missing a beam. So this has to go all the way like that to be continuous. And then yeah, there are quite a number of things that you would track, like I'm saying. So let's start. I'll start with this area here. I'm going to go to the first floor. I can just copy this just to be fast. To copy this beam, move it here, and then there has to be a perfect connection. So I either can select and isolate these elements, and then go to the side where they are located. First thing, I would reduce the length of the beam to cater the length of the wall, just like that. And then secondly, it will be the connection of the beam. It has to be continuous, so I could tell the material are different. We have this as a concrete on slab grade, but there has to be same to this one. I would say concrete on slab grade. They're both on concrete on slab grade. Okay, oh, they're both on the same material, which is fine. So we need to check. Let's go back. Let's check what might be the problem for them to connect. You see, this one it's continuous. That's what we're trying to achieve here. There are quite a number of things that can lead to this situation. It's either the pens are not the same, but strangely, because I've copied this one where they are connecting just perfect. So maybe it's an issue of the position. Let's move it maybe somewhere here and see how they will perform. Okay, it looks okay. Maybe instead of having, okay, let me undo. Instead of having the slab and see, why can't have it continue all the way to the edge of the wall? So let's go back to this view, and if we say this slab continues all the way to here, and then let's go back and see. See, now it's perfect. But the challenge with this is to affect the 3D. Let's see, show all in 3D, because you see here there is an issue of the material, because when you're drawing an elevation you need to draw a line here. So to get rid of this, I think there's another issue here. This material needs to be sorted. I'll come back to that one. So to fix this, we can check the material, or go to, we have to make the material of the surface of the beam same as the wall. So to do that, you can just pick this wall surfaces, which is whitish kind of surface. It's a custom surface, or go to document and bring in the surface painter from the creative imaging part. This we can pick parameter of the wall surface and then apply to the beam, and then instantly to change that. We also have a problem here of this wall. I think there's an issue of material class, but I don't think it's a big problem. Okay, this beam is not perfectly aligned with the wall. You see here it's exposed, and then the other part is inside the wall. So to fix that as well, but let's check our result first before we go to that challenge. So this is what I wanted to create, to have a continuous concrete here, and then we're pretty happy. We can also come and close it off by using rhino boards or any type of finish to close up this gap. So this beam is the one that is giving us a problem on the 3D. So to start with, let's say there are quite a number of things that are not right here. You see, these walls aren't supposed to be flushing with this. This internal wall also has to be flushing with this main floor. So let me go to the ground floor from the view map, and then see, let's say first floor, that's the part that I'm looking at. So I can I'm not able to find, okay, maybe it's on the ground. Yes, it's on the ground. Let's fix this first. I can trim off or just stretch, and then there's this 115 wall. Yeah, I think somewhere also this needs to be fixed as well. Then these two beams needs to be fitted here. And then let's see, you see this beam is not in line with the wall. No, I think it's in line. The problem is the cabinets. Yes, so we need to move this cabinet back by that distance. Okay, and then it gives us what we want. So let's make sure they are filleted. Do you have a beam here? This beam has to go all the way to here. We have a column here that needs to be placed. So let's go back to the 3D. Perfect. See, oh sorry, it came out the way we wanted. Nice. Okay, if you check on your section, everything is pretty much impressive. So yeah, I think let's move on. Here we need to also have continuity of concrete. Here, this concrete gutter, it's getting its strength from this wall. So I would go to, if you look at all the area here, it doesn't have the beams, especially from the top. It's because I didn't do the beam level or the beam plan for the first floor. This was for the ground. So if I'm using a structural folder to do that, as you can see, let me just increase the tab for the project navigator to see. I have a ground floor structural, where is it? Structural plan, first floor structural plan. So I have a ground beam level, so I need to create a first floor beam level. So what I'll do, I can open first floor, great, and then save this as a beam level. So I'll just customize and see first floor beam level, create. So in this part, let me go to ground and pick parameter of the beam, go back. So we're going to trace over and try to place beams along the structural walls. So make sure the chained geometry method is active, and then we can start our journey. I'll start from this corner. Let's quickly go through it. Here we have, okay, let's quickly go through it, but the areas where we don't necessarily need beams, so I'll be careful with that. So I'll just do that. I'll start with the footprint first and run across with it to the side. Then here would go downwards. Then we can end here. Start the journey also here. And then, okay, we need a beam here. To there. And then to there. We will also need a beam because these ones, they don't have grids, so it'll be very difficult to place a grid on a wall that doesn't have a grid. So I'll come back and show you how you can achieve that. So for the time being, I'll go with the ones already have that. Okay, do this straight here because there is this glass that runs all the way, so we're going to have something like that and that. Is it there? Then it lose it there. There's a, yeah. This curtain all runs all the way without disturbed by this beam and the slab. So the slab also going to be there to create this. Yeah. Okay, if we go back to the section, we should have pretty much our beam placed. So what I'll do, let's make sure they are all grouped. We can Control A, but here there's going to be a problem because there are items or elements that are made up of a beam but not representing beams. They are out of context, so I would painfully select all the beams we've placed. At least I was using a chained geometry method, so it will pick all the grouped, or it will group all the chain automatically. We have this area here. I think we need this one out. Oh, sorry, let's ungroup this. I'll select and extend them all the way to the same applies to these, and then we need also to add a beam here. Make sure you're accurate. Add a beam there. You see, grid 5 is not sitting and center to this wall. So one thing that I would check, I'll first see the ground wall is perfectly done, except the upper floor. So we need to select this wall, move it here. It's also a chance for us to perfect the position of our walls. So select the wall and the wall. Let's go for the, I think the beams are fine. The beams are okay. So yeah, that's pretty much the exercise. So why this beam here? The beam, okay. Okay, we need also to adjust this wall to there, and then this wall, something like that. Let me fill it. Yeah. Okay. I think I can move this column just to align with the others. And make sure the connections are all perfect, as you can see. Nice. Perfect. So if you check on the 3D, it didn't affect anything this side because that's the wall we're changing. The only thing that is affected is the the exposed beam, but that is not a problem. I've showed you how to resolve this. You go to Surface Painter, or you select all of your beams. Now they are grouped. I don't think all of them are grouped. So what I'll do is suspend groups. Here is, and then let's group. We can open this, and we're going to overwrite the surfaces to surfaces to a whitewash material. Then okay, should be fine. Thank you. And I don't know why this wall is not going all the way, because it has to be equal to this one, and then something like that. But we have this line caused by this wall. Yes, I would say maybe, oh, let's ungroup, let's move it at the back. Let's go back and see if it doesn't change. What I'll do, I will move it a bit here, and then I'll use an adjust command, then it will disappear. It didn't disappear. What is wrong with you, my boy? Okay, I might try to do it on the 3D because I'm brave enough. I'm that brave. So what I would do is select select this. How can I select it? Right on the floor plan. Select all the walls. Select all the walls, but that's the problem when you trim your walls like that. But to to be honest, to permanently solve this issue, I'm going to get rid of this wall. Let me just move it here for the sake of, I want to copy the parameter of the door. Then select this door, this wall, and I'll fillet it with this one. Join them here, pick the door, and then place. Let's get rid of this period. So here, if you look at it on 3D, it should be fine. Perfect. No issues. Okay, so going back to our section, what I want is to select all the beams for first floor, which is that, and then I'll move this to there. Yes, and then we have a continuous beam like that. So this will be the wall. It's fine, it can be built all the way to the top there. Yeah, this is how it is here. Now we have a challenge of the slab is not addressing the pen sets of our beam, so they has to be in the same. So I'll check on this one as well. Let's say go to floor plan section, change this to, I think it's color 1, which is 0.30. So now it's a perfectly done concrete. This one, the reason why we have a line here is because this is a roof slab, and then let me just show you that part. That's the area. This is the slab that I'm talking about, and that's the concrete that I was talking about. So you cannot have, I don't know, what do you think? Can I have it continuous for this? My point is that you cannot cast at the same time this beam gutter and the roof slab. So unless you are advanced, I don't know, maybe practicality, I'm trying to find a way of doing that. But for simplifying things, I would cast the beam separately and the slab separately. So we have issues here of connection. I don't know what happens, but like we did previously, what we can do, let's stretch this by 230 inside, and then go back. Let's see what will happen. Oh, didn't change. I don't know why. There's this issue again. What is this? It's a beam. Okay, this beam, because we override the surface, that's why it gives us this problem. So what I'll do, I'm going to only override the sides of the beam, because that's where it meets with the wall. The top part is going to be concrete. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. This is the top part. It's going to be I'm not going to override this part. Let's see. Hallelujah. And I don't know why they're not on the same line. Okay, let's go back to the section. What is this? Oh, it's a wall height. I'm thinking what happened. Let's isolate these two. Okay, I think let me ungroup. Then let's see what is the problem between this slab and the wall. So firstly I would stretch it to there and see nothing happens. Okay, let's find another solution. Let's confirm the material on the but the material are the same, so I don't think it's a problem. These are kind of some discrepancies you get with your modeling. You try by all means that everything is fine. Let's go back. Okay, no, I think I'll leave it this way on a basis of because this is casted separately. So let's just leave the line there, and then this wall, select the wall, it has to go all the way to the beam. to the beam level. Yes, and then here we're having the same gutter there. Yeah, let's try to replicate that. So what I'll do, go to 3D. Let's right click and show all in 3D. So this is the part that I made off screen. That's how the beam will be constructed. Let me just zoom in here. So we need to have now a base of this gutter, and then we're going to construct our roof. Starting from there, it's going to sit on top of these beams, and then these beams gets its support from the walls. So we need to have a base for our beam. I'm using a slab to achieve this, like here. That's what we are trying to achieve, as you can see. So I'll pick the parameters of the slab, and then what I would do, I can trace over here on 3D. There is no problem. I would advise you to do on a floor plan, or if you are comfortable, do it on 3D is fine. It will be faster than just do that. I'll show you. There we go. There we go. And then finally, let's close off our placement. So from here I'm going to select this and offset it back to the wall like that. So we'll have our concrete gutter base in place just like that. It's easy. Then so go back to the section, should be placed. See, we have a little bit of a problem here, they're not joining. So I think let's open the roof structure and see what is the problem. The section cuts here. Let's try select the, oh, it's not, or we can do it on the architectural plan. There we go. That's the roof we just created. I think you can see the gap, so I'll make sure it's back like that and check on the 3D. Yes, here there's also a little bit of a problem. I don't know what happened. I'll go back here where it cuts. I think it's there. Yes, there's a little bit of a gap, or maybe push it all the way. I'll reference with this point, and let's see. Perfect. So yeah, and then we need to trim off this material. So what I'll do, go back to the roof plan and then click this. Let's drag or offset a copy to the inside like that, and then I'm going to use that slab to subtract a polygon. I'll try by all means. I can do it on 3D. Let's try to isolate the two slabs. Let's isolate the two slabs. No, I've picked the wrong slabs. That's not the one we're looking for. Maybe it didn't you see here, there's also a problem there. Right, and then the other one should be this. Yes, that's the one. And then I'm going to pick this one and use subtract from polygon and click in that. Let's get rid of that one. If you go back to your section, exactly, that's what we wanted. Now we need to is either to stretch this all the way to there, so by 230. So what I'll do, go to the roof plan, and then let's see. Yeah, great. Go back to the section. here is fine. Here there's a lot of bit of discrepancies. I think you can tell. I'm just gonna stretch only this part. Nice. Perfect. So that's basically how you do this type of hidden concrete tile roof. So now it's the matter of placing the roof itself. So I'm going to go to the roof plane, and then let's activate the roof plane. The roof tool. Where are you? And then I can use these points. Oh, sorry. I should use this type of roof. Then run all the way like that. Like that, and close it off. Close it off there. Okay, there is an issue here. What is this for? Okay, let's stretch it to there. I don't know. Yes, so that we leave our gutter clean. So on 3D you can check. Let's show all in 3D. So that's the location of the roof. It's quite an interesting roof design. So for us to detail like this, we would need the goodies or accessories library. So I'll pick this and right click to split the roof into single planes. From here I can group or ungroup so that I can go to design extra, accessories, and then roof. So let me just pick parameters of this first, and then we go back, we do the same on under roof surface. It didn't work the way I wanted. I thought it would pick the parameters of the previously placed roof so that we can speed up, but it couldn't work. And then let's go for the Italian tiles. So I'm going to make the 3D detailed, and the fill empty contour pen to be, I think let's use 0.9 millimeters. The fill pen will be, maybe it's 5. The ground we don't want, we're going to put a screen, and then we don't want to randomize the surfaces of our tile, so we just leave it 1 and then hit OK. So I could tell this roof is on different pens like this one. So what I'll do, I'll undo and redo to select all, and then take advantage of the selection and make sure you group, set it on a appropriate layer. In this case it's going to be roof finish, and then let's open its settings. The contour pen is going to be color 2, just to be consistent with the other roofs. Yeah, it's in there. Right, if we go back to the section, that's exactly what we wanted. Yes, you see we have too many lines here. I think it's because of the walls that they were supposed to be on the same line, especially for the beam level, so that we avoid having too many lines. These are just walls. I don't know where are they. So what we need to do is to stretch them. Let's stretch them to maybe the size of the, yes, we have to all take the height of the beam level, and you two have to be there. Okay, I think this is a beam, that's a beam, so let's go for these guys. Same applies to you. So now I've eliminated all the chaos, so same applies to here. Yes, eliminated all the chaos. So now I'm going with only line for the Egyptian or the ceiling board, and I don't know why they're not on the same height. this is 50 and this is how much? 20. Let's make all 50. Okay, I think we also need to detail the roof. I think we are going to, I don't think we should do it here. Let's do it on a separate drawing, which is a 2D. Yeah, or I can place a ceiling, what you call cornice. It depends. So, but for the sake of this, I'll just leave it here. And then one thing that I've mentioned is the roof structure. You can use the truss maker to further detail your roof structure, or in this case I can just take advantage of the roof. Let me group it and show you. Turn this to a timber, I'll say timber structure, right, and then let's set the height to size of timber, which is 1:5. It will be like that. Now it's a bit more like it. Same applies to this one. Set it to timber structural, and then let's set the height to 1:4, which is our region timber measurements. Yes, it looks pretty the same. And then I can place a note referring this to the specialist, because yeah, of course, I'm going to engage specialists to do the roof design, roof structure design. So yeah, now I'm pretty happy with the overall section. Yes, there's an issue here. This is the kitchen, so I'm gonna go to the ground and select all these objects. They are sitting on the wrong height, and let's try to group them. They are on, let's go back to section. They are on should be on straight on the ground, which is around 130. Okay, now let's do the secondary work, which is the annotation, placing dimensions and specifications for the elements. So I don't think here I need much of except placing a beam there. And then yeah, there's I just wanted to share with you, you cannot have as thick as much concrete. So what I'll do, I'll put reduce the amount inside, or make it hollow. That's how you do it. And then place a column, a beam here. So let's go back to the first floor beam level, and then it's under here. I think this beam, this beam needs to extend all the way to there. Check on a 3D if it doesn't affect. Yeah, but it's fine, except here we said we are overriding the sides to whitewash is the surface for the walls. There you go. And then from here go back to the plan, or if you go back to the section, now we have that, but we cannot have this as thick as that. What I'll do, it's either I have a column here, of course a beam here, or let me show you another trick. I'm going to go to the roof. Where are you? The roof plan on architectural. This is the slab that I'm dealing with. So what I'll do, I'll use an opening tool and place opening to this. What I'll do, let's reduce the size to accommodate that, and then there. What I'll do, I'll say offset this by 250, this side, it will go all the way to the wall. And then if we go back to the section and select the opening, and then we're going to stretch it down to somewhere there by half. That's basically what I wanted, to reduce this excess material. But on the 3D you still have the same feel of your material. And we can now close it off with some finishes. I think the material needs to change, I don't know. Yes. We can close it off by some rhino or ceiling boards. Yeah, that's basically it. That's how you would, let me see the thickness of it. 200 is fine. Yes. Same applies to this one. We can still achieve that there on the first floor plan. I already achieved it here, as you can see if I open this section. I'll just show you. See here, I already achieved it there, so I need to achieve it there. Don't worry, I'm going to change the graphic appearance of all these drawings once I'm publishing it. I think it's key. This is meant for working purposes, because I need to see everything clearly, so that is why I'm using this type of colors. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's go back here. Oh, not to the section 2. Yes, perfect. So I was saying, let's do it the same to this. This is on the floor plan, first floor plan, and then opening. That's the slab that I'm dealing with. Let's stretch this to there. From here it has to be 200 or 250. Oh, sorry. Just make it there. And then stretch this all the way here. And I can click on this point. I can only move. That's the good part of this. But because this is a slab, not a wall, I'll just leave it there. So if we cut a section and let's drop it down by half. Yeah, exactly my point. So yeah, that's how it is here. What is this material? I need to get rid of it. Is the roadway on a section. So maybe let's change this layer combination of these two sections. Yes, perfect. Just to remain with, what is this for? Concrete. Oh, it's for this beam, for this column. All right. I think everything looks okay. Let's check. Yeah, everything looks okay. So now let's do the annotation part. Let's go back to construction. Because I already did one section, I'll just recycling some of the information, like the heights, the space label, and the annotation. Then copy, Control C, no keyboard. If you go back here, let's paste it with the original location. Let's use the original location and paste. There we go. I think it's sitting where we want exactly. So from here, we're going to, let's start with the spaces labeling. I'm gonna start with this. This is the path. That's another space that I don't know. Let's check on the ground. It's a bedroom, and at the top it's also a bedroom. So let's go back. This will be bedroom. Here to be a bedroom. No, this is a bath. Bedroom is there. This is a bath. This is a... No, it's fine. It's a bedroom. Oh, what am I doing? And then this is your kitchen. And then there we go. This must be the lodge. This is the pajama. Sorry. Make sure it's maybe somewhere here. Yes. Alright, and then here we have our balcony. This will be our balcony. Yeah, I think we're done with labeling. We can place some dimensions, some annotations. I'll start with the gutter. I don't know why the gutter. Okay, I mentioned from the previous section when I was doing it. So it means if you want to move the label without affecting the point, you have to select it without bringing the extra points. So I can now just drag it like this by Control D. If you activate all the points, if you move it, it will move with the points. So that's basically, oh sorry, so in this case we'll move it there, and then make sure it's nicely positioned, and then let's place another. I can get rid of this, pick the parameter, I can place the wall, and then I can do this door, move it there. Now I can use this information, the extra points, to align the labels. Okay, that's supposed to be there, it's supposed to be in line with the first one. Then I'll pick this beam. I don't know why it says ruffle. So I don't know why these are on this. Okay, let's group. This is going to be a, let's open its classification properties part, and it's going to be reinforced. Oh no, it's RC. Reinforced. Let's give it. It's 400 by 230. No, let me leave the specification to engineers detail. Beam to engineers detail. Yes, I think it's fine that way. So there we go. Now we can move it to the point again. I think we also need to apply it to this undefined elements. So this one, let's open it and see. Maybe it has from the previous. Yes, I can select all, but also this I can specify the size, which is 230, the thickness of it, and then copy. So that will affect all the views that have this labeled. So that's why it's important to do that. So I go to the first floor and then select all the walls and input that specification. So I'll say paste. Okay, so if you go back to your section, that information ought to reflect. Yes, then this can go a little bit high somewhere here. Then this is going to be a concrete cut. I have to select all of them to make sure they are assigned the same information. So let's start with this. I think I can pick it from this one. So if you open it and under classification properties, if you go down here, here we go, I'll copy, then make sure all these are the same. Make sure all these are the same. Then inject. If you go back to a section, this information will be placed. So I'm going to correct the angle for the leader for this element. So under the pointer, let's set this to 30 degrees, something like that. But also it's interfering with the drawing, so I might push it up to here so that it can be well displayed. Okay, we have another door here to place. This is a sliding door, so I'm going to copy. I have a manual for the specification of this. Let me just go copy it and then paste it here. Oh, I forgot this template has it all. What I can do is go into the property manager and then under openings, let's say openings, where are openings? I can search, and then if you open the option setup, I've used this one, then copy, and then go back, select the door, open its settings, under classification properties, let's paste the information there. We're going to change only here because this is a sliding door frame. Delete. Okay, it's already placed. Let's move it under the level line. Yes, we need again the information for the slab. This I can just put it here, and then let's align it with the other one. So let's move the angle of the leader somewhere here by adjusting the angle to 30. No, 30 is less. Let's go for 50. Yes, or I can move it slightly lower, slightly there. Yes, pick the parameters of that, please, and move it back. Let's do that and align it with the other ones. I like aligning with this point because it's accurate, unlike using this side. As long as the text width frame is equal. The text width frame is what I'm talking about. If you come here under symbol label settings and then you go, oh, it's here, the text width of values right now is sitting on 50. Yes, so you had to be that. So let's move on to, I think I'll go for this, and then that, I'll move it down, yeah, and then let's try align it. So I'm gonna change the angle for the leader to 60. Yes, and then lastly up to the footing. Yes, what else? I think I'm done with this. So what I need to do is to I think I need an information for this slab. What I'll do, let's just pick, because it's a waterproofed slab, I need, so that this guy understands that. So it's tricky to place some annotation here. Let's set this to 90 to have it straight. Set it to 90, and then we can have it this there. Let's set the parameter on this to maybe, okay, let's do 90, and then we're going to set the parameter value, the text value here to 60, is to accommodate this rich text. I think we can also make it 80, something like this. It was so much of it. Yes. And then they can be aligned, no problem of that. And then we can move this to here, pick parameters of that, and then stitch it to there. This should be also sorry about that. I think I need to, I have a good specification for the roof slab, so let me just go copy it and then I'll be back. Okay, we came back, so I'm going to select both the roof slabs, but let me just do it this way. We have quite a number of them here. Okay, no, there are only two. There are only two, so let's open the settings under the parameters. Let me say paste it here. It says touch on waterproofing applied to reinforced to reinforced concrete slab in accordance with manufacturer specification. Spec and engineer details. Right, then hit OK. So if you go back to the section, yes, we have a pretty much well sound and defined specification. This didn't happen. Let me open it and copy that and paste it. It's already, I don't know why it's not picking it. Let's delete it. Alright, let's align with the other ones. So this, I would pick this, move it down here. Okay, we cannot place all the elements labels, but we're just trying our best. This one I'll mirror it to this side, then make it 90 degrees leader, and a point, make it 90. Yeah, like I said, we did our best. one thing that we need to do is to label now the openings. So I would go back to the previous section and pick the label parameter. Go back, start with this one, place the label, place the label to the door, to this door as well, and there's another door here. I think they are all placed, they're all covered. I need to give a specification for the roof. So factory manufactured, yeah. So what I'll say, it's fine. I think I've mentioned it on this annotation, on the specification, that all the trusses should be factory manufactured. So I can also place a label there just to, the contractors, you really need to be very clear with the information. Say roof truss to be factory manufactured. And set the font to robot. Just pick it there. Let me see. I think this, the distance between text is too much. Let's open the text and set this down to 95. I can put it somewhere here. It's not fitting. Set this to 1.5. Yes. And then I'll take a copy to share. Nice one. Perfect. That's complete our section activity. Now we need to extract some details from all these sections, the part walls details and the detail for the slab and detail for these guys, the the concrete gutter, and how we're going to collect water from this. All that has to be here. So let's see that. And then also the slab, how we're going to drain water from the slab. All these are here, but I'm still worried about this, the connection of this concrete structure. No wonder it's not connecting here. It's on concrete structural material, but these ones are concrete for slab on grade. So let me change this to concrete for slab on grade. Where are you? There you go. Now you have a continuous what you call this concrete. Yes. Now that we have our section complete, we need to, like I said, to drive or extract details for or further detail the project. So we would need to have some reference points or some reference markers on the section before we can start our 2D drafting or detailing. So the reason why we're using 2D detailing is to further communicate the critical information about some specific parts of the building. So like this area, so we need to place a marker to extract this information. We're using a detailed marker callout. So I have already a template for that, or settings for that, a preset for that. Let me just show you on it's coming with this template. Okay, for the sake of who are new to this, let me just show you how to place it. So let's go to a few points, and then we are going to for detail gutter. Maybe we have something in our, yes, this is what we have in our template. You can double click. So we're going to start by having the detail here. Let me just have a nice cut, something like this, and then place a label, a marker there, so I can move it outside or find. Okay, let's move it somewhere here. right. Yeah, and then let's have another one. So it won't show anything because we haven't placed a drawing that will reference this, so don't worry about this coding. We have another one for, let's have another one for this area. This will take advantage of this, and then the slab as well. Let's place it there. Oh, sorry, let's move it somewhere here. So here, and then again I think let's get rid of this label so that we can move this here, and then stretch it to the up, just like that. Yes, we have another detail we need to extract from this slab. Let's make sure it's not affecting this, and move it back. Yeah, perfect. So another part wall, we have to cut a part wall. It's going to be this area here, then I'll place the label there. That will be our part wall. I don't know, should I use a label on part walls, or I mean, should I extract part walls on section or on the floor plan? Meaning, let's get rid of this and delete it anyway. So if you go back to your floor plan, for example here, what we can do, we can use a section line to make a part wall. Let's, for example, we can make a part wall of this 2, and then let's stretch it somewhere there. Yeah, something like this. Stretch it to there. Then I'm going to increase the range to somewhere here. If you open this in your that will be a part wall. That will be a part wall detail. It captures all this. So we can place another one, another part wall, maybe for the area for the staircase. This area, if you open it, it will give you this. So that's basically how you can also do your part walls, but this one I'll get rid of it. But, let's get rid of this. Let's find another area where we can do a part wall. I think maybe somewhere here, because we have a lot of cantilever there. It was just to provide as much detail as you can to all the relevant, especially the contractor at site, for them to understand different points of the building. So if you open on 3D, that's basically what you have. And then we have this beam that's sitting on the 460. So if you look at the area here, is this part, and I don't know why this has to be 460. So we're going to turn it to a wall, then brick solid. Let's see this. Okay, I think all this needs to change, but let me start with this one first and then say it has to be a brick solid, and the thickness should be 230. Let's see. Just to go all the way to here, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, it should go all the way to there, and then and then this also is going to be the same material, brick solid, and I'm going to fill it in. Stretch this to there. So that's basically it. You see, now I've figured out some issues to solve by using a part wall detail. So that's the bigger picture of doing your part wall details. So to give you all the information. So if you come back here, and I think this is to be, should be in line with this wall, something like that. Yeah. Should be in line with that. Oh, I made a mistake. And then the rest of these guys will be stretched to, offset the edge to there, and this guys as well, and the fillet these two. This is going to be there. Same applies to this corner. Yeah. When I say go back to your section, which is a part wall, that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know which wall is this. There's a slab. We can isolate the two, or try to avoid a situation like this where you have points that are on no waistland. So it should be like that. Yeah, that's the roof slab. Right, and we're supposed to have a beam here. I don't know why I don't have a beam there. Should have a beam here. Let's copy this beam, and then isolate these two, stretch the beam length to the length of the wall, and we're done. That's another part wall we have there, and we also have to have a footing for this. Copy the footing, you see there, and isolate the two, stretch the length of the footing to match the length of the wall, like that. So that's basically how you detail your project. Yeah, and then going back to our section, so that means this one we're going to change. These two are going to name them. They're going to be part walls. Copy, even this is going to be a part wall. Right. So in terms of, let's go back to this section. In terms of these guys here, if you go to, let me reduce the number of elements open here. Yes. So if you click one of these elements and you right click, you can open with current settings. So it will give you a 2D to further detail your project for this end. I'm going to create a folder called details, but these are architectural details, so I would make sure I have them somewhere here. But let's create folder inside the architectural folder and call it details. Let's give this folder details. So I'm gonna throw everything here. So this is our save. This will be under a sectional elevation. So the ID for this is not going to be custom from project map. From project map, then create. I don't know why is it taking this from project map. So let's see on project map what we have here. So these are the details we have produced so far, and the ID should be something different. So this will be this is roof. So I'll say RF and then give it a name for gutter detail, right? And then go back to the section. We have another, let's open it. There we go. Its name is let's get rid of the, because this is taken from the previous drawing, so this will be also RF gutter detail. Yeah, this is RF1. Just keep them IDs. This will be RF2, right? So go back. We have another one here. Open. This is going to be RF3. This is a roof slab detail. We have a slab thickening. These are the details that are typical, that comes with the template. And then your conservancy tank, your beam detail. So but currently the ones that we created, that's the one we're going to work more on. Yeah, so also starting from RF1, we're going to start or transfer them into the folder for details here. Okay, we have RF1 there. Let's go for RF2. Let's save just to have your file organized. Then roof slab, let's go back and save it here. We have relay fixes. Okay, this is from the previous project, but it can be recycled as well. I think it can be recycled. I'm going to use it again for this project. I'm going to just modify it because I'll see. Yes, I have a fixing detail for the railing here, so let me just place it. Let me just do it that way and place it there. I can increase the size, right? And then if we open with current settings, this will be RF4 and it's going to be railing fixing detail. Railing fixing detail, and let's go back to the view map and save it here. So create. Perfect. There we go. These are the details that I'm going to focus on in this video for this project. So yeah, this is basically what we have there. Okay, so we're going to start from top going down. So let's start with this one. So the key points that we're going to look at here is the, obviously here we're going to have the wall plate. I don't know how it's going to be like that. We're going to have a wall plate here, and then we're going to have a collection point of water, how we're going to collect water from here, and then we're going to also detail this slab. So obviously this you have to use your previous experience and previous projects to achieve this. So I would also be using past projects to achieve this project, because this is something that I've done before and I want to copy some attributes and then use it for this. So things like this I would delete just to clean up your detail, so that it becomes simple. Let's get rid of lines that doesn't make sense, yeah, because it's just the detail. So and then here I would have a wall plate, so which is going to be 114 by 38, right? It's group that, turn this to color 2, then I'm going to move it somewhere here. Oh, I think it's fine aligned with that. So what I'll do is to show the, yes, that's the wall plate for the roof. normally you would have your, let's suspend group. You have your wall there. That's the line for the rafter, the bottom rafter, and this is going to be 1 on 5 going the way. Yes, and then I'm going to trim it there. Yes, you can try apply the same here, the same feel. Yes, and then another issue to do is to make sure we insulate our slab. But before we do that, let me go copy the drawing that I'm going to use for this. Okay, so what I'll do is let's say I'm going to get a polyline, then I'm going to draw a polyline for this point. This will be the sheet metal that is going to be lined on top of the cutter. So I'm going to offset it from here by 20, and then this corner I'm going to fillet it by, let's just chamfer it by maybe 20. I could have gone for 50. Let's say 50. Then do the same to the side, 50, something like this. And this metal sheet is going to go underneath it to try restrict water to get inside. I mean, to penetrate our slab, our concrete. So it's going to be under your truss like that. So let's just do this. Yes. And then let's set this to 0.5. It's not visible, but yeah, we'll see. I can just use a different color, maybe solid black. We are changing the graphical confirmation for none. Remove viewpoints. Changes will not take any effect until you rebuild this viewpoint. Oh, okay. So now I understand, because it's a 2D. It's a 2D detail, so this won't work. Changing the graphical override, but we have to stick to this one for sake of the visibility on your thing. Let me just use this a different color. Yes, and then this normally what we do, let's say undo, going to have something like this. Let me go this way. Then I'll add a point here. We have something like that. That's the sheet metal. And on the side as well, we can still use the same material to insulate this side as well. So I don't think it's a problem. It can go all the way to here. It can go all the way to here. Instead of using sheet metal, for if you want to go all the way, yes, it will be a waterproofing layer. So let's say, okay, let me do this to make things better. I'm going to draw another one there, and then this will go out by 20. So that's basically, and then here I'll fillet or chamfer by 50. So that's basically it. And this, let's reduce to this corner. We can fillet it by 20. Do the same to there. Yeah, that's great. We've waterproofed our slab, so it's the time for us to do the water collection point. Let me just paste what I've used before, which is let me just use the center of the screen and paste it here. Let me just move it there. Let's set the pen to 0.5. I don't know if you can able to see, but for the sake of that, let's set to this point, this color. That will be the collection point measure for this. So I'm going to move it somewhere here. That's basically how we're going to do it. Yes. And then trim off that. Trim off here. No, I think it's going all the way. Yes. So yep, that'll be how you collect this water. Perfect. Now I think everything is set. What we need to do is to place the annotations. So what I'll do, I'll also use the same project that I'm copying this thing from. Let's paste some text to use. Just here, I'll move it here. And then let's go up to one of the details from the side, especially the select thickening. I'm going to pick the parameter of the label and go back to the gutter detail. So I think the material just pasted got because it's in a different layer. It came with a foreign layer, so we need to transfer it to a layer that would understand. For this case, let me just place the label that I've picked, and then we can mirror vertically like that. Take this thing out, take it out from the drawing. So let's use this one. Yes, now Control L to bring all those elements that are missing. I think it's this text and this layer as well. Update it. Okay, so yeah, they are back. Let's select them and move them somewhere here. So what I want here is to set this to the label that it's, I think it's annotation for all section. If we don't have 4 sections here, so let's change the leader to a point like the other ones. So this will be, because it's a 2D detail, you want to extract the parameters or the information from the element. So I'm just using auto text. So this will be, I'll copy the information for the waterproofing and then paste it here, just like that. Make sure the font are consistent. It's robot, just like that. I think let's move it somewhere here to allow create space. So this, I would set the angle to 60, then pick another element like this. Let's move it aligned with the other one. This will be a rainwater outlet. Paste it here, set it to 70. Another one is the concrete itself. This I can make it 90. Let's make it 0. So this will be 150 mm. Sorry, RC slab 24 to 200 mm mini. Well, let's just detail. Yeah. Then what else do we need to apply? I think we can get rid now of these guys. They are done. And we can, for this is then we have another one for the ceiling. This I'll set it to 70, and then make sure it's light. Let's make it there. I don't know if you can able to see the leader, but that's what it is. Another one will be the roof. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make it 70. Yeah. We need one for the beam. I think we can move this maybe to there. Then we use one for the beam. Yes, now before I make a mistake or an error for placing wrong labels to the elements, let me focus on placing the information. So I'll use a section, and for the roof I'll start copying this information because I already have here. Copy this and paste. I think we need to wrap this text under text style. Let's wrap it so that we can stretch it by picking on the point there and then place it here. Let's move it to the top like that. We can try create more space for this by moving these elements down. This also down. This can be something like that, and then let's move it here. Yeah. Then let's go for the beam. I would say okay, let's start with 400, 230 by 400 RC beam to engineer's detail. So this one will be what? This one will be ceiling material. I'll go to properties, manager, and then find finishes. Let's go for finishes and ceiling. Open that. Let's copy the first and place it to this guy. Open the settings, make sure it's wrapped. Wow. Click on the point there and we can stretch it. It's a lot of information. So what we can do, we can let's move it outside first to create enough space for it. So this can be here, and then we can move it here. This will move there. Yeah. We have the board, we have the brick. I think the brick I have to put it this side because it has also a rich text. Let me put it this side, and what I'll do, select the brick. Let's copy the specification, double click on this text, then paste. Because we are using auto text, we can able to paste the information within the label, so no stress with that one. Set the pointer leader to maybe 80. Yes. Then this can let's move it somewhere here. If we move it here and then we go back, we set this to 90. Simple. Simple. Now we have a chance to dimension our elements. Yes, 400 is there. And then the height of the beam as well. 462. I don't know. It's 462 is coming from, but it's fine. Right. Alright. What else again? It's so that's basically it, guys. When it comes to, I think we need also to place the ceiling cornice for this. Yeah, don't know, we still have that in our ArchiCAD. So let's go object. If you search for molding, if I'm not mistaken, there was a library from the previous versions for moldings. So let's see, maybe say mold. Oh, let's try search on the visualization library. No, should be under basic library. 2D elements. Under 2D we have this. What can I do? Graphic symbol. Yeah. What is this? Clouds. Turning curves. What was the file? I still remember, but I don't know what was the. Is it under special construction? No, these are just basic shapes. We had molds before. No, I think they've gotten rid of the library. Maybe that's why it's not showing here. But as I remember, I think it was ArchiCAD version. Is it maybe from 09 to version 12? If I can remember very well. That was it. But now, because we don't have, we can do some sort of sketch there for ourselves. Let's use a polyline. Normally molds are like this, so I would say I'll draw a rectangle, a square of 150 or 200 by 200, something like this, and then let me move it to the point extrude. Alright, so what I'll do is insert a point, or before I insert a point, I'll draw a distance of 40, 50. It is too much. I think it's 35 for both. Then what I'll do, I'll insert a point here and then another point there. Let's get rid of this line. Then we can have an arc of 180. And then what we can do, offset a copy of that by 10. And then from here we can move this edge to this one, and then let's get rid of the lines. I don't know at the top, but it can also be the same thing, something like this. What do you think? That was quick, right? But I can get rid of the lines like that, and assign it this layer, select it, mirror copy to the other side. Number 1. So we can test print this by queuing and save as a PDF. Let's go to the here, and this building is for construction, PDFs, page options. Let's go for, yeah, even A3 is fine, A3 landscape. Hit OK, come to the document options, queue area, under point area, and then fit. Let's use a black and white. Then let's see, open file after save, wait for the results. There we go. That's our drawing. Not bad. It's not that bad. We can try improve the quality. See, now we have, this is not in line with the others, and the font is different. There has to be the same font style. In this case, it's going to be a robot. See, I could pick that easily. Then here is supposed to be the right. All right. And we can try reduce the space. Let's move this somewhere here, then move this one somewhere there also, and then we have for the beam, keep this one, can so move the right. For the beam, I think we can increase the angle to yes. Yeah. We can test print again and see the result. That's my queue. File, save as, replace this one, and it will pick the previous settings for the page options and the document options. So just hit on save, then yes, perfect. It's more like it, but you see this line is, it's interfering with the drawing, so I would have, let's either get rid of that or I bring it this side. So it's very critical for this type of thing. So I'll pick parameters of this, and then, oh sorry, let me just mirror to this side, and then I can move it down to here. Let's set the angle to 90, or maybe 80. Let's try to align with this one, and we can also stretch it to be there. So now we have different formats of text alignment. So let's move it to the other side, and we can stretch this to the, yeah, we can move it up a bit like that, and this can be the, this is how much, this is 150. This should be also a robot text, yeah. Now I have a clean drawing, so let me again confirm for the last time and see how I can improve this. I think also this here, it can be chamfered that way, and then I'm back. I think one last pegging is going to be the top of this beam. So I'm going to pick a line that will be the, maybe let's go for which one type, this one, and it's going to be, well, let me just do this and that. So from here I can offset to 35, right, and then trim it here, trim it there, trim it there. So this will be like so, it will be like that. So also this will be filleted and chamfered as well. So can I set this to a different, yeah, something like this. Even this one needs to be the same. Yes. And then this I trim it off here, so I remain only with this one. I can do this. Yeah, it's fine this way. Let's chamfer this corner. We can decide also to chamfer this one. So this will be the, let me place the label. This will be the waterproofing dressing on top of this. I think it's going to be a problem here of placing them. Let me just say Control A, paste the. Let's see if we cannot bring it somewhere here. Let's mirror. This is the dressing of the column, sort of the beam, where the top surface here. Okay, set this to robo and move alignment to the right, something like that. Let's set this to color blue. Yeah, something like this. So it's very important. I can move it somewhere there. Yes, because there has to be layering on top of what's existing here. I don't know, you understand. Yeah. We don't have a specification for the concrete cut. I think that will be the last specification. So we've been, let's go to the 3D. Let's copy the specification for this here. I think I also need to change the specification for here and indicate the waterproofing part. Yeah, you can see. Let me select all of them just to change them once. This will be the size 400 mm wide, waterproofed. Waterproofed with torched water. No, let me say torch with torch waterproof. Waterproofing. Oh, forgot to copy again. Yes, copy. Come back here. I will click paste. Select, set this to robo It's already a robo, and then let's stretch it to there. Can we make sure this is aligned? I'll move these ones to here. Yeah, I'm not convinced. Nice. Okay, and from here I can get rid of this line to remain with nice detail for our roof gutter. Perfect. So I think I'm impressed with the overall results. We can test print as well again and see the results. Let's replace that and save. Let's see, yes. Okay, it's pretty impressive. Not that bad. And here we can place the heights of these elements. I think it's important as well. Let's do that. Let's do that with reference to the section. So if you go back to the section, and then if we look at the speed parameters of this, then I'm going to copy both the line and copy. So the beam level, let's select the beam and move it to somewhere here. It's 6297. That's the beam level. So if you copy this to there and add another point, let's see the height. 6697. Yes, 6697. So go back to the gutter. Let's paste. Oh, we have already the line here. Let me move it to here. Drag it. Oh, there's another one there. They're already here. There's another one here. Let's move them somewhere here. Then we can make another one there. So if we say dimension from here to the end, okay, please. Perfect. It will pick the heights because it's referencing that. So here it's 6535. Let's go back and confirm. Let's confirm which side is this. Should be. Let's do the same here and confirm. 696. I don't know where that is coming from. This is the beam level is 6297. 6297. And then maybe these. Let's confirm. Okay, this is on the top, not underneath. So I think that's where I made a mistake. It's here. Yeah. Okay. Then we can change the height size of this. Text is 1.5 like the other ones. Okay, 1.5. And then the size of the marker will be 1.5. Okay. Yeah, something like this. So I don't know why it's coming from this angle, but we can say let's start here, there, and there. And okay, move it to this side. Get rid of this one. Yeah, now the lines are the other side. Let's inline it with this text. Yes, for informative. Perfect. So test print for the last time, and pretty much now happy with the results. I think it came out much the way I wanted. Okay, there is one last tweak That's the thing with drawing, guys. You will never be perfect, but once you're doing this exercise of printing, and you would get the feel of how the drawing is going to be. The problem is this label. It has to share the same similarity with the other ones, especially the bottom ones. And again, maybe we can increase a little bit of the the scale of the details, or we change the line types for the outlets, rainwater collection outline, and then the rest, that will be it. So let's go back and fix that quickly. So you guy, you're going to be at maybe 70, or let's say 30. This is going to be a tricky one. 50. This is going to be a tricky one. Maybe 60. It's going to be a tricky one. Let me just move it here, and then I'll drag a copy of this guy to there, change him to here, and then copy the specification, paste it here. I think that's best. What do you think? Instead of, I can move it a little bit down there, then get rid of this guy, and then I wanted to, it's tricky because this is not grouped, but to select this, I'll come here under the selections and then change to this second one. That means I can only select things that are covered by the surface that I'm going to, or this box, like so. And then let's find dashed line, something like this. Finish it. Let's get advantage in group. We've learned a lesson. Maybe we can find a decent, okay, let's use this dashed, yeah. Even for these ones, we can use stay dashed or stay dashed, right to this, to that one. Yeah, I think also we can set this to a brick structure, brick finish, something like this. And I think instead of having it as a building material field, let's use drafting field, so that we can control even the pens the way we want. Same applies to this one. Assign it 5. Is this 16 again? For all these guys, that's the last tweak I'll do. Let's see, draft field, and set it to 0.05. Yeah, let's test print now for the last terms 4. And let's see, save. Yes, I want to replace, and see. Oh, we made a mistake. We replaced, even the concrete got replaced, so I think we need to change that, because we selected all of these ones, but the material will be concrete. Where are you? Concrete structural. Yes. Then you save. There we go. Open file after save. Save, yes. Wow. Wow. Yes. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted, guys. So I'm really impressed by the result. So yeah, that's basically how you do your details in ArchiCAD. So as much as you have to have great or good ability to model well, and you need to understand the drafting side of it, ArchiCAD can be or it's a very strong drafting tool also. So for communicating beyond 3D model, so we still need a 2D detail, even if the beam is taking the what you call the industry with the storm. I reckon and I advise you guys to model well first and to get your things right, and then so that when you're doing the 2D or detailing of your project, it becomes easier and you just extract information like these ones. So yeah, I'll move on and do the other detailing. I don't know, should I share also with you the process for this? I'll decide. Anyway, thank you for now.